Today we're going to find out if you can clean crusty, rusty brake calipers with household vinegar. These are brake calipers from a 1987 RX-7 Mazda. As you can see, they're a bit rusty, but they're fairly solid. I mean, they're cast steel, really just surface rust, and there will be pitting underneath. But it's quite expensive to replace these new, so for the sake of maybe $10 in vinegar, I'm going to give it a shot. Now, first thing I want to do is try and take off the handbrake adjuster cable, but I don't really want to take off like the bleed nipples at the moment because they might snap, and I'm going to let the vinegar do its work. But as I say, I'm going to take off this first, give them a bit of a brush down, and then plop them in the vinegar. Right, that doesn't want to come off. So there's absolutely no harm, I think, in just sticking the whole lot in a bath of vinegar, and hopefully the vinegar will penetrate. Not quite sure how long I'm going to keep it in the vinegar for. Leave a comment, but I'm thinking maybe a week. So the same with the other one. I'm not even going to attempt to remove that, because if I snap this bolt here, then I would need to drill out the rest of the bolt from the caliper and rethread it, and I don't have the tools for that, so we'll give this a shot. Now, I did think about using muriatic acid, which is really nasty and it works in a few hours, but it's also really quite dangerous. You've got obviously the vapor coming from it, which can burn the inside of your nose, your mouth, if you don't use respiratory gear, etc. But it also sends that vapor into the air, so if you use it in your garage, there's a good chance that it's going to rust all metal in your garage. I can't leave it outside. At the front, it's basically, we're facing onto the street, so you get wild animals and kids and stuff. In the back, we've got 2 dogs that use the back garden, so leaving it outside isn't an option. So the safer option is good old stock white vinegar. This one came from Walmart. It's about $3 for this. I've got 3 of these because, you know, it's cheap as chips. Which is funny because that's normally what I put on the chips, is white vinegar. So we'll use that, but it will take a fair bit longer. So let's fill up a basin and throw in the parts. Actually, we'll throw in the parts first, make sure they all fit. So 2 calipers, 2 carriers, and if I can find some rusty nuts and bolts, I might as well throw them in as well. I need a stabby thing. Now this is going to kind of stink, but I don't mind the smell of vinegar. Everyone else in the family hates it though. Splosh, splosh. Now, a good thing about using vinegar, it doesn't matter if it splashes and gets in your hand or your skin. It's not going to burn. Okay, looks like I'm going to need 2 of these. Woo! It's a bit whiffy. Hold on, phone call. Sorry about that. Apparently a company in India wants to come all the way to Canada to clean my ducts, but I don't have any ducts, so I told them to quack off. Right, let's continue. That's a lot of vinegar. Once I'm done though, I can put it through a sieve and put it in my fish and chips, it'll be fine. There we go. Right, if you guys just keep an eye on that for a week, and I'll get on with some actual work, okay? No, seriously, I'll get on with some work. Well, it's been 3 days. I'm not getting big piles of rust floating up to the top, so I'm going to dig in and see what's happening. I might have to give the surfaces a bit of a rub down, or, you know, agitate the vinegar or something. Let's have a look. And the rust is wiping off. Let's grab a cloth. Just give it a wee wipe and see what's going on under there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we just need to be patient. Let's have a look at one of the calipers. So I'm surprised it's gone all kind of white instead of, well, I didn't know what colour it would go, to be honest. You know what? It's doing its job. Let's put you back in there, put you back in there, and we'll continue that process. Right, I think that's plenty long enough. So let's find out if I have made any impact on the rust or if I've actually destroyed my calipers. First thing I need to do is do a bit of prep work, because you can't just take these out and wipe them off. You have to neutralize the vinegar acid with baking soda, apparently. Right, let me prep a table. Right, I think I have everything I need. I've got my big bucket of metal and goo. I splashed out $4 for a set of little metal scrubbing brushes. A little box of baking soda, $1.25. Another tub with 3/4 full of water, which I'm going to add the baking soda to neutralise that. And another big tub for doing the final rinse off, just with plain cold water. So let us carefully measure how much baking soda we're going to use. I think that much will do it. Oh, it came out in chunks. Give that a good stir. I'm sure there's an optimum ratio of water and baking soda, but I reckon too much baking soda is better than not enough. What's it going to do? Over neutralise it? No, seriously, I think it was something like maybe a cup of baking soda you were supposed to use, or half a cup. I'll put in some more. Right, let's see how awful my brake calipers look. Now, it's probably a good idea to wear gloves for this process. Vinegar isn't obviously going to hurt your hands, but you don't know reaction you're going to get between vinegar and iron oxide. It could do something nasty. Apart from anything else, vinegar stinks. So, right, let's see what this looks like. Candidate number 1. Certainly not as brown as it used to be. Anyway, we'll dump that in there and get the rest in. Oh, I've even put a couple of washers in. How nice. Okay, we are in its little neutralizing bath, and apparently you leave this for 10 to 15 minutes, so I will see you in a bit. That should do it. Now, while it's in this tub of baking soda water, I'm going to give everything a bit of a scrub, and then we'll finally rinse it off in the big black tub. Let's start with a carrier. Well, the results are in. Did soaking my rusty calipers in vinegar for a week make all the rust magically disappear? Did it f***? So I spent an age scrubbing away with those brushes in that basin. And you're probably thinking, oh, they don't look too bad. Yeah, that's because I cheated. And I used my wire wheel in the grinder. Basically, the vinegar did nothing. Well, it made the water brown. It really didn't do much to the calipers. The reason that one looks wet is I tried spraying some rust converter on it just to see what would happen. I just kind of wanted the brown bits to turn, black, but they've just turned dark brown. Really, really disappointed. The reason that those bits are silver is because I could get them into the wire brush. Couldn't get the wire brush in everywhere. So, in conclusion then, don't waste your money on vinegar. Well, unless you're putting it in your food. It doesn't really work for this. It might work for other applications, but certainly not 30-year-old calipers. Plus the week waiting. Waste of time. Remember folks, I do these experiments so you don't have to. Join me next week when I try olive oil instead of engine oil. No, don't do that, right? Might as well paint them. Hide all the sins. It's the least I can do for the poor things. Very disappointing. But hey, now you know. See you in the next one. Maybe.